Hey guys.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you guys doing?
Let's jump to this next one.
We are going to be tackling something a bit controversial.
Yep. It's actually quite controversial today.
Yeah.
We are checking out Team Cast RL. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
They're talking about how in today's world, especially with people who are known like Kanye West, how they are using a social credit score. By this we mean whatever you say or whatever your social leanings are, especially on social media, will get to determine if you can bank with certain banks, if you can be let into certain places. And we see China actually does this very well.
Yeah,
Theirs
China
is already
China's social credit score system is on a very high level.
Yeah.
They check what you say online, what you communicate, what the police say about you, and then based on your political, social and philosophical leanings and that communication with everyone else, they put you on a ranking system. So if you say things that are not to the government's liking, your credit score system falls. Now, if your credit score system falls, you cannot be able to access banking services. Okay. I believe some level of banking services are available, but anything technical, let's say getting loans for business,
even riding a train.
yeah, it's hard. You cannot be able to ride the train. Imagine just going to the SGR and
You
paying
can't even
for
rent
a ticket. You can't
rent a house.
You can't rent a house. Anything that you have to pay online, you cannot do.
Yeah.
The government monitors you. You cannot be able to get a passport to leave the country.
You can't get married.
Yeah, you can't get married because the government is the one that's going to give you permission. So if you want to be with someone, you just got to have to be together.
You need to conform.
Yeah, just confirm. Yeah. You imagine. Anyway, it's quite bad, and it's more than just censorship. It controls your life completely, and it may come to a point whereby, if the government is able to control organizations and companies entirely, if somebody says something and they don't like how they do it, your access to communications is cut off. So you can't use your phone, you can't use Surfcom,
You can't even go to the hospital.
you can't go online.
Yeah.
If you get sick, you can't be paid, because the only way to access healthcare and other services is if you're paying by cash. And in a society that is increasingly getting rid of cash-based economies, then everything is online. You can't be
Can't
helped.
even get insurance.
It's
And
true.
It's really crazy, because even here in Kenya we do it, but we do a watered down version of it. Like, and I'm sure a lot of you know this. There is something you can say online, and I'll use Shafiweru and the gang as an example.
Yeah.
These guys, they were giving information, or they were talking about a lady who went to see a guy. She didn't know. This guy asked for sex. She said no. The guy pushed out of a window, and she became crippled.
Okay.
And so these guys were doing their usual show. They had a show on radio, and they were saying ladies have to do due diligence before they went to meet anyone.
Yeah.
You need to know who they are. You need to make sure at least you meet them somewhere where people are around.
Yeah. So you
shouldn't just
safety.
you shouldn't just be
In somebody's houses, especially if it's
because
somebody
they
you
look
don't
like
know.
they have money.
Yeah.
And by midnight they were fired.
Yeah.
That's a form of a social credit score. Because their bosses did lean or did not like their opinion, but that was their opinion. And because they have power over them, they're the ones paying their pay slips or signing their checks.
Yeah.
They have the power to fire them on the spot.
Yeah.
Just because they say that. And a lot of people were actually they were celebrating that like it was something good, but they don't see the ramifications of this path we've set ourselves.
And even if you just look at it simply without even looking far into the future, Shafi and it's Shafi, right?
Yeah.
Shafi and his friend, they didn't say anything even wrong.
No.
Forget,
they were right.
It's not even a matter of right. They were just common sense.
It was common sense.
If I meet somebody that says, hey, I like you, let's get together, and I've never met them, it is common sense to first learn to get to know each other. Slowly get to see how they are, who they are, and that can only happen in public place, somewhere where you are comfortable and you're not threatened. Simple common sense. Just because it was communicated to a demographic that did not like it, pressure was applied by company executives and the broader public, and the guys were told to just go home, and they even had to do public apologies just to say sorry for giving people common sense.
Let's check out what happened today.
So Timcast and the crew are touching on Kanye West and a similar situation that's happened to him, but on a bigger scale.
Large scale.
Yeah, let's go.
This is from Candace Owens, who tweeted, "Earlier today, I learned that Kanye West was officially kicked out of JP Morgan Chase Bank. I was told there was no official reason given, but they sent this letter as well to confirm that he has until late November to find another place for the Yeezy Empire 2 Bank." This is nuts. Here's a letter. It says, "Dear Yee," is that his real name now?
He had it
He goes
officially
by
changed.
Yee now.
Wow. All right. There you go. We are sending this letter to confirm our recent discussion with blank. JP Morgan Bank has decided to end its banking relationship with Yeezy LLC, etc., etc. The first thing I'm going to say before we get into the political ramifications of this is make sure you are using parallel economy. I know it's a relatively new economy. Economy is one. Parallel economy. If Kanye's, it could be in that regard.
So, guys, if we can just go into this, the bank, JP Morgan Chase, is a big bank, and this is what they told Kanye: to provide the company with sufficient time to transition to another financial institution, we will continue to maintain the accounts attached, including all related products, until November the 21st. And that up until then, if he does not find any other bank to start dealing with his financial aspects of his business, then I don't know, then it'll just shut down, because if money comes to them, they will be like, we're not banking this, it just goes. So it's quite it's a serious thing if you read this tweet that and this attachment that Candace Owen gave. It's quite serious, and I think that's where things are coming to a head. Especially, it's already starting in the United States. It's already started in China. I can see how this would have broad appeal in other countries where dictatorships are budding, and eventually it will get here.
But the cons will always outweigh the pros, because like here, JP Morgan are talking about if he cannot find another bank that will take up his Yeezy LLC, they will write him a check, a banker's check from them for all the money that he has
in his accounts. Yeah,
you know, that's like highway robbery, because how much would he have to give up to bank that check?
It's a lot.
And mark you, a company like JP Morgan Chase, saying no to your business, they have already communicated with other
people. If JP Morgan Chase is one of the biggest banks, if there's a top 3 or top 5, they are up there
on this planet.
They're up there, which means that any other bank, if any other bank wants to be in the good graces of JP Morgan and wants to do business with JP Morgan, they'll say no to Kanye West, because if they take on Kanye West, JP Morgan then eventually tells them, you took on a client that we've blacklisted. There's no way we're going to work with you. So other smaller banks are going to say no. In fact, probably Kanye West's only hope is to ally with a bank that's really low on the totem pole of the banking institution that's looking to climb up the ladder. But even if he does that, how do we know that its institutions, its systems are going to be on such a level that will allow him to continue doing business as he normally
He
do?
will not be able to do business the way he used to.
So his only recourse is to just put his money there. And accept that he's going to lose money.
And do you know we this is the most elevated way that some of the most powerful men and women can lose their power. But in our country, we can even think of it in the small ways that is happening now. Like a couple of days ago, what was it, DJ John Falme's I don't know if his wife or girlfriend, she wrote him a message for his birthday. Oh, I am happy to have you in my life, blah blah blah, right? And the guy was like, he wrote 5 emojis, and he was like, thanks Mresh. Now mark you, none of us, like the public, none of us know how their love is. None of us know how their love language is. But the amount of backlash he got for just writing that, especially from women. the amount of backlash he got. Others were saying how they will never hire him for a job because that he cannot return the same energy his wife was giving. It was stupid, but it trended. I don't know how you didn't see.
I didn't see this.
Imagine, they were like, how dare he? How dare he write such a thing? Why could he just be laughing like she was? And it is even small things like that will decide how people see you.
I think,
and you know, he's an entertainer.
Yeah.
So
his job depends very much on public
on how
opinion,
people, and that is another credit score.
Yeah,
it's a social credit score. Yeah.
It just hasn't been institutionalized.
Nope.
That's
but
just it. But
in this country,
but it exists.
Yes, in this country, my nigga, you might write something, maybe at in jest. Maybe you're talking to your girlfriend, something that both of you are used to.
Yeah.
And you will write something that maybe rubs the public the wrong way, and your life is over. If you have a job, let's say with a big company like a bank or something, and they see your social media and people are riled up, just because people are riled up, it doesn't even matter what you say. You might lose your job, and they'll just say, hey, we cannot be seen to associate with someone who talks like you. And even though you say, oh, my wife or girlfriend doesn't mind, this is how we talk, it doesn't matter. As long as the public is angered, you have to go. And that's where we are at.
Yeah, that's where we are.
Yeah. And it's really fascinating because even when we look at Rome back in the day, they used to have I think it was a ceremony where everyone would write a name of someone. I think we talked about this. Yeah, they would all come together. Everyone would write the name of someone on a placard, and if you got more than 6,000 votes, you were banned from the city for 10 years.
Yeah, it was a practice that started with the Greeks.
Yeah.
And it was a way of excommunicating somebody. Yeah.
And you would be
excommunicated
for
and
10
you'd have
years.
To go,
yes. And if you refuse to go, you'll be killed.
You'll be killed, yes.
But sir, the beauty about theirs is after 10 years, you'll be taken back with open arms, like nothing happened. But in ours, if you are excommunicated, that's it.
Once you're in the blacklist, you're done.
That's
for
where
life.
you are for your entire life.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's very scary.
While it might not seem like an ideal situation, I think we have to come to terms with the fact that following the mob mentality is something we are going to have to break.
Yes.
And aside from breaking, as long as you're standing for truths, as long as you're standing for common sense, I think then you have to be prepared that sooner or later it might happen to us.
Of course.
As we do this podcast, we are aware, while the implications maybe might not hit for a while, and I pray to God perhaps they don't, but in case they do, we are aware, uniquely aware that there will be people who will not be happy with what we do. People will clip things and say, you see, this is how we talk, without checking if that's really what we meant or what the context of everything was. But for anyone who stands up for common sense, I think you have to be prepared. If you decide to follow the mob mentality and live in a cocoon and not care, well, that's fine. That's up to you. It's your life. But if you decide to be aware and awakened from the conditioning that everyone has, sooner or later we might have to face such kind of punitive measures from the broader society.
And you know, we forget, and this is why I love history, and there's a reason we're usually told over and over again to never forget history.
Yeah, know your history, yes.
Even when you look at a country like Rwanda, that's the extreme of when things like this happen. A few radio stations just started spouting this rhetoric that was downing like half the population that they have. And because this other half was so riled up, what did they do?
They went along with it.
And what happened?
They destroyed their people.
Genocide. Because of a few people who had a platform.
Yeah.
And they decided, what's the worst that could happen?
But in fairness, they knew what they were doing.
They did, I'm saying. But from what you just said, from what you just said, that mob mentality is very dangerous.
It's very dangerous. Well, I don't know. I think I don't know.
Yeah, this is a tricky one. It's a tricky
one. Yeah, but we need to think twice about this. It's not as easy as people think. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Anyway, guys.
Thank you so much.
Chala and Vic.
Yeah. Peace out.
Yeah.
On to the next one. Yeah.